y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are married to the games, episode 227. Which Ed said was a favorite show of his back in the day.
I love that show.
227, that is.
What you're talking about.
Marla Gibbs, Jack A.
227.
Come on.
No, you're alone on this one there, pal.
It's your boy, Gabe Patillo, with Tim Router, Ed Placencia, Chris McCracken, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here. Ed.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Is your cough gone?
Finally?
Is it only around when you laugh?
It's pretty much gone. I'd say I'm 95% all better.
Wow, this is just sticking around.
Yeah.
I can't decide. I can't tell if it's hanging on or if it's just who I'm going to be for the rest of my life.
Hey, that's what I thought with my nose too, and surgery helped that, but whatever.
That's funny. What's been going down, brother?
Not too much. It's been a good week. I mentioned last week that Sarah and I kind of made the announcement that the studio is going to be coming to a close, and it's been a nice. Sarah was just dreading telling a lot of our local friends, and it's been a nice
transition.
A nice weight lifted week where she's just like
awesome.
She's gone from dreading telling people to excited about the next chapter. So that's been really cool. It's been nice. Other than that, it's been a pretty low key week as far as gaming goes. What have I been playing? I guess I jumped back into Far Cry 4, which I mentioned last week.
Yeah, you've been recording that.
Even though the mission that I had stuck in my head was from Far Cry 3, I'm like, nah, I got Far Cry 4 in my head. So
Yeah. Is it scratching the itch you had?
It has been scratching the itch. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I just love those games. They're just a lot of fun. And
me too.
I don't have anything really coming up for a while that I'm interested in, so I'm all about getting back into a big long game and just playing again. And it's been a good time.
Nice.
So yeah, that's been
I
fun.
like that.
Yeah.
I love going back and feeling like the nostalgia and the familiarity of an old game that you love.
Yep.
Yes.
You know what I mean? When you hop back in, you're like, oh, this feels right.
Yeah, and like when the controls are where you feel that you need to be.
Yes.
And, because, again, one of the things that threw me off when I played The Last Guardian is the fact that the jump button was the triangle. And it just felt weird.
Yeah.
And so I love picking up a game and being like, yep, B is crouch. Yep, all right. And it's just, where
See, that's when it's not, right, Gabe?
Am I right, Division?
Yeah, exactly. Had me jacked up. Golly. Had me always jumping on Uncharted when I wasn't supposed to.
Right.
I'm like, oh no, here comes those guys. Let me jump besides this box.
Yeah, there's nothing like sneaking up behind a guy to take him out stealthily, and all of a sudden you just start shooting your machine gun, waving it around.
That's the worst.
Yeah, I hate that. I will say, the great thing about those Far Cry games, I find the shooting controls really smooth, and just I don't know about you, Ed. I've always felt those are really nice and smooth and easy, and I actually enjoy the first person shooter perspective.
Yeah.
With those games, I feel like they do it right.
Yeah, I got my sniper rifle, and so I'm good to go. And I forgot how much when I played Far Cry Primal, how many times I said, I just want my sniper rifle.
Right.
Well, you have it now. Enjoy
back then.
Exactly. The other night, Sarah and I were hanging out, and usually what happens is she'll get on her computer and she'll do work at night, and she'll say, oh, hey, can you play a game? Because she kind of likes that background noise. So I'll say, oh, yeah, so that's usually when I'll play. And the other night she said, hey, can I play that scary game? Because
golly. What is wrong with her?
When her family was in, she knew I had downloaded this scary game, but I was like, no, it was Outlast. I was like, that's not good for the kids.
It's not.
Trust me.
That's not good for the children or Gabe.
Right. I was like, I watched a walkthrough. You don't want the kids to see what happens in this game. So we sat down and we turned on the Kinect and we jumped on the Twitch, and she played for almost exactly an hour, and man, We got some great jump scares out of that.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, I could not believe she played. I was like, I'm glad to know the story because I was telling Jenny because I was showing her. I was like, how did Ed get her to play this game?
She volunteered apparently.
What's funny is that, so I'm showing Jenny, especially the last jump scare, right? Where she's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I don't know what to do. I'm pressing all the buttons. And, she accidentally pauses it. She's like, oh, okay, let's read a document,
Right.
which was just so funny. And Jenny goes, see, I don't know. It just doesn't look that scary to me. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, it's because you're not in it. You're just like kind of watching it on my phone at dinner.
Yeah, but Gabe, that's when you download that and be like, all right, have at it. I'll be in the other room.
Right. Go ahead. Yeah. I'll be changing all 3 of our diapers in the other room.
Exactly.
Just by hearing the sound.
Exactly. Well, that sounds like Outlast you playing as I tinkle on myself.
Right.
Drip, drip.
Drip, drip, drip. No, there it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
Jeez.
But that was a lot of fun. We had a game night this weekend. So we had a bunch of people come over. We played a game called Code Names, which is new to us, and it was a lot of fun. A board game, and then we played a lot of Jackbox like we usually do. And
of course,
yeah, it was a good time, good week. And
I like that.
I think that's all that's been happening here.
So how is the tradition? Good Lord, how is the transition in the studio happening? Are you guys
The 19th is Sarah's doing a Zumba master class there, and that's the last time that we're doing anything there. Like after the 19th, we are done there. The people that are taking it over,
packing up?
There's not a lot to pack up because we're selling pretty much everything that we brought in to the next people coming in.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. We'll grab a sign or like a little a sign for the restroom that some friends gave us that we're taking that with us.
Yeah.
But other than that, it'll be a pretty smooth thing. They're going to have, I believe, everyone who's teaching a class there that isn't Sarah will still stay on and continue teaching it in some fashion.
Oh, that's good, man. That's great.
Yeah. So Sarah is really the only one taking off.
That's really an easy transition.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So that is definitely a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that you?
That's me.
Is that Chris?
I was like, who are you talking to?
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Did somebody just walk in his room?
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that you? Outlast? Big Mr. Outlast?
Is that you, Outlast?
Mr. Outlast?
Yeah.
I love it.
Chris McCracken?
Yes. I've just been working a lot. We're doing a lot of shooting. In fact, last week, that was part of the reason why I didn't get to go to that movie premiere I had talked about that my friend was having.
Oh.
Yeah, I ended up getting out of work too late. I wasn't going to be able to make it across town in time to get there. And I mean, I guess I could have showed up late, but it's like I don't want to see half a movie. I want to wait, and I'll just see it later.
Exactly.
So I didn't get to do that.
You could be that annoying guy. You walk in there like, why are they kissing?
Yeah, just keeps asking
What's going on?
Okay, so who is that?
Oh, that's Mr. Outlast? Okay. But since I didn't get to go to that, instead what I did is I came home and hooked up with Mr. Gabe, and we reacted to the Nintendo Switch presentation.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were going to be the same night. I wasn't going to be able to watch the Switch because I was going to the movie, so when I couldn't do the movie, I was like, all right, well, let's see what all this Switch stuff's about.
Yeah.
And I'm not really going to talk too much because I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit later on. But
Do we have to?
a good way to summarize it is like, you remember we talk about over Christmas how at the end of the Grinch, his heart grew 3 times that day.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
That's kind of like the opposite of what happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
your heart shrunk 3 times
Yes, it
Your heart
did.
shrunk 3 times that day.
and got colder.
The change in your heart was hilarious.
Because you know how when
in the beginning I messaged you and I was like, I don't know, 300, and you're like, I'm still getting it. And at the end, you're like, I'm so mad, I'm not getting this. I was like, what happened?
Yeah, it was, and it's so appropriate that they talked about Zelda because that's how I feel like happened to my heart as I just got hurt, just got chipped away at. Anyway, continue, Chris.
So just been working the rest of the week, and then over the weekend, might as well just talk about it.
Let's not talk about it. No, it didn't happen.
Yeah, it
What
did.
happened? Wait, what
Cowboys lost.
Cowboys
yeah.
lost.
And for our buddy Stancil, the Seahawks lost. So
I know,
all the
what the
teams that should
heck?
be winning
Man.
are losing.
There was some shellackings all around. So now
I'm glad I had 4 teams I want to win.
Yeah, right. You had the spread, man. Well done. Because you had all the
You're
teams.
like, oh well, going to my other backup.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Exactly.
Man, let me tell you
Gracious.
something, Chris. Just hold your head up high. The Dallas Cowboys are a force to be reckoned with in the next couple years. They have so much potential, and it was just one of those tough games. And man, Gabe, you called it last week. Aaron Rodgers is on fire.
That Joker, man.
Could
Can't
not
count him
believe
out.
how much he was just picking at the defense, and I'm like, and trust me, I was rooting for the Cowboys because I've never been a huge Packers fan. But you have nothing to be ashamed of. This team is going to be around, and we will see them in the playoffs over and over again. So
Yeah, I mean, I understand, and I tweeted it out too. I was like, look, the future is bright, so
Yep.
but it's just always stinks. And the crazy thing is that just based on history, like no rookie has ever taken a team, rookie
I know.
quarterback has taken a team to the Super Bowl and won. So sure, that's just something that needs to be broken at some point in time. I didn't realistically think they would get to the Super Bowl and win it, but I was like, man, if they get just the next round, NFC Championship, and then they lose there, I'll be elated. I really just wanted just one win. I feel like that wasn't a lot to ask, and they played their tails off, and it's just like when they went down 21-3, I was like, oh no, what in the world? It's like this is the Twilight Zone. I gotta wake up, Chris, wake up.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, wow.
I had that scene in my head from The Matrix where Cypher's killing everybody, and then that girl in the white, she looks up and she's like, "Not like this." I'm just like, that's playing in my head.
Exactly.
I'm like, no. And then they started storming
man.
back, and I was like, oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
Now they're just
It
keeping
was
it
like Chris
interesting.
found out he was getting a new mom.
Exactly. Oh man, it was horrible.
Like, hey son, we need to have a talk.
Oh no.
You're getting a new mom. And then like three-fourths of the way through the game and found out the new mom was extremely hot.
Yes.
So that's
Exactly.
good news.
I knew they were going to come back because I was running. I was just doing some stuff around the house, so I wasn't paying attention. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
it's 21-3. Poor Chris is probably freaking out. I come back and they like almost tied it up. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Dallas Cowboys fashion.
yeah, I was
come
just
back like that.
I'm glad it ended when it did because I don't know how much more my heart could have taken. I really don't because it was just
Dude.
difficult.
Like it was just close
like-
all around, man.
Oh, it was.
And that last catch was just that was a ridiculous sideline catch, and it's just one of those things that just didn't go their way. But man, I was like, man, we're gonna see these Cowboys for quite some time. Their depth is pretty amazing.
Hopefully this year in the offseason we're able to devote some stuff to either through free agency or the draft and stuff and get some work on defense. That's really where we need the most help right now. And then if we can shore that up, we'll definitely be pretty strong going forward.
And
But,
it sounds like Witten doesn't want to retire.
I know,
or
honestly,
move
like
along,
that's
which is
also
really
one of
cool.
the big things is I know he's coming towards the tail end of his career. Like it's going to end, any time now. And it's like, man, I really would like to see. He's been such a good guy.
Oh yeah,
I just would really like to see him at least make it to the big game. It'd be great to win it, but at least make it there,
Yeah, I'm with you.
Anyways, we'll see how it goes in the future. Congrats to the Packers and the Steelers. We'll see what happens to the Steelers and the Patriots and then the Packers and the Falcons.
I think here's the hard part with watching that game. Number one, for me, I don't remember who I was telling this. Maybe I was texting this to you guys.
Ed, enjoy your nap. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Even though they did have the better record, I still felt like the Cowboys were the underdog. Just because Aaron Rodgers and them were just rolling these last 8 games,
and they always do. They go through this slump. I mean, the Titans beat the Packers back in the early weeks of the NFL. I'm like, all right, these guys aren't. This team isn't as good as they used to be.
And the Packers were not, as everybody knew, they were not the same team that Dallas had beat earlier in the season. And regardless of like how a team's played, like you said, there's just a different level in the playoffs. And even though like Ezekiel Elliott played in the national championship game, like they've got some big game pedigree under their belt.
Yes, they
do. It's just different when you're in the NFL and the playoffs, So
and
everything's elevated.
Ezekiel Elliott was running all over them jokers.
Yeah,
he was barreling through it. He is exciting to watch, man. That Joker is ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say I felt like they were the underdog, so I was really rooting for them. And it just seems like every game they have some kind of crazy freaking catch.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for that like sideline drag the feet as I'm falling, I mean, everybody gives a lot of credit to Aaron Rodgers, and I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but we got to remember that somebody got to catch them balls he's throwing.
Yeah.
And the receiver would just, had hands of gold that last week.
They were ridiculous.
They weren't dropping anything, it seemed like. Ugh.
So Scotty Lindsay, go your Packers, good for you. he messaged me, he DM'd me, and he was like, hey man, so really sorry about that. I was like, yeah, I know.
He's like, GG, man.
Yeah.
GG.
Your team, they deserve it.
Yep.
They deserve to move on. As far as gaming goes, I'm still in a bit of a funk. I'm just like, man, I just don't really want to play anything. I mean, I've been playing the staples like Hearthstone and Overwatch, and I am planning to get the rest of the season for Tales of the Borderlands, but just with the way work's been going, I haven't had time to really. I was like, if I don't have time to play it, I might as well wait because it's not like it's going anywhere. I can download it later. So I think I might grab it this coming Saturday. We do have some plans in the evening, but I think my Saturday, the middle of the day, is pretty open. So I'll probably download it then and get cracking on that.
Nice.
But right now, the only thing...
Mick cracking on that.
Yeah, there you go. Hello.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that? The only thing is... the thing that I think might get me back into it, and I'm hoping it doesn't take this long, but... The only thing really on the horizon, that I can see is Horizon Zero Dawn. It's like that game I'm getting excited about, but there's nothing else. Like I look at my games that I have, it's like every time I boot up my PlayStation or my Xbox, I go to the store and I just peruse, and I'm just not finding anything I really want to sink my teeth into right now. It's
we're in that first quarter slump though, just because it's right after the holidays. So now it's a time to play catch up on everything if you have anything. And I mean, really, next month is really when things start to ramp up again.
And I do have some stuff, like I have on the Xbox, I do have like a Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, which I had never played. So I grabbed it, but it's like, and I'm not, maybe I don't, this isn't right, but I feel like that's a longer game. And I don't want to start something and like start off slow and then have to get to a point and like, for Horizon's around the corner and then stop it. Like I want to play something all the way through. So I'm not looking for something super long.
Yeah.
If it's narrative based, like if it's an open world or multiplayer, it's just whatever. I can pick it up whenever.
Did you download The Cave?
I did not download The Cave. I don't think I did.
I think it's still available this month on Xbox. That's a good little short game that you might like.
Okay, The Cave. Let me put that down.
There's like 7 different characters you can play.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look into it and see if it's still available to grab.
Oh yeah, is that the one with that's the question you asked us on Twitter months back, Ed? We were like a scientist or such and such, or
there's a scientist. There's a knight. There's a monk. There's all kinds of cool little characters.
Nice.
All right, cool. I'll give that a shot.
There you go.
There you go.
But that is it for me, fellas.
Router.
Yes, sir.
What's going down with you?
Piper's topic of the week is the Nashville Predators. Somehow my girl is into hockey now because, this past week I went to a hockey game with some friends. The guys that I work with over at Ribbo, they ended up getting the second half season tickets for the Predators. And so the guy that's in charge of it all is like, hey, man, I got a couple extra tickets coming up these next couple months, and I'll just let you know. So we all went on this past Thursday to Predators Bruins, Boston Bruins.
Awesome.
And they beat the Bruins, which is nice. And it is fun, man. It is fun being at a hockey, actually being there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun to be
They
at
are
live.
a lot of fun. And I'm really I come back, and I got her the little foam finger that says we're number one. And she's like, did the Predators win? And I was taking videos for her. Like, she's all of a sudden completely into hockey and into the Nashville Predators. So the cool thing is that same buddy that gave me the ticket was like, hey, in February, there's a daddy-daughter game against the Dallas Stars, which I think will be interesting. So I'm going to take Piper to her first hockey game next month, and she has not stopped talking about it since. So I'm excited.
Awesome.
It'll be fun. It's our first little daddy-daughter sports event.
That's awesome.
And of course, Lauren feels left out, but whatever. I couldn't do anything about that.
She doesn't feel left out.
No.
She just wants to say that.
I know, she does. She was like, if you want to go, that's fine. I'll just be here by myself.
You're like, enjoy the quiet woman for a couple minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, enjoy it, man. Seriously. So, so that's cool. So, So hockey's in full swing right now, and Predators hockey's in full swing. And
how are we doing? Are we doing okay?
We're okay. We're a couple points back from playoff. Everyone's talking playoffs now. So every game counts from here on out. But they won 3 in a row, and then last night they lost to Vancouver 1-0. But I mean, we've got some our big trade from last year, PK Subban. He's been injured, so he is now skating back on the ice. So he should be back in form soon. We've got some key players that are out.
Gotcha.
So once they're back in, our lines are doing much better now. So I think we'll see an up and up. I'd love to see the Preds back in the playoffs again. It'd be great. And they've typically made it for the past couple of years. Anyway, let's see what else. Had to finally took the Christmas tree down, which was which was twigs. That's all it was.
Let me die.
Yeah, it was dead. No, it was already dead. It's like it curled down because it was so dry.
Jeez.
So it's a flocked tree too. So like I just was covered in just white dust everywhere, and it was a hot mess. But it's all cleaned up now, and I took the garland down, and so because the weekend before it was so cold, I didn't have a chance to get it all done. So now it's 60 degrees here in Nashville. In the middle of January, and so we were able to get a bunch of that stuff done. And other than that, man, it's just been working on the gaming front. I have completed The Last of Us.
Yay!
And as we just talked about, man, it is so great to go back to a game that I thoroughly enjoyed. I didn't remember some of the scenes and just some of the different events that happened. I was like, oh, this game
that's awesome.
It just hits you every time. So I finished that, and then as soon as I was done with that, I went right into Left Behind, which is the DLC. So I finished part one of that yesterday, and that's a short one, so I should be able to finish it for the rest of this week. And then I'm gonna look through my pile of shame and see what I've got between now and when Horizon Zero Dawn comes out too, and. But I've got all kinds of options, and I agree with you, Chris. I don't know if I want to play a super long game. Like I've got Mafia 3 and Watchdogs 2 right there, but that might take a while. So I may put those on pause and just play some of these other games that I know I could probably beat.
When does Horizon drop?
Mid-February, I believe.
Okay.
So. Yeah, so playing that, and Chris, man, I'm with you. Hearthstone, I'm loving it again. Like even before the podcast, I played another game this morning.
Nice.
And just I've just kind of rekindled my love for that and Clash Royale, and it's just these games are just fun little pickup games. Like when I'm eating lunch, like I'll just stop and throw up the Hearthstone or Clash Royale and
not
just
your
go.
lunch.
Well, yes, not throw up my lunch, but while I'm eating my lunch, I will play Hearthstone.
Just so excited to get back to Hearthstone.
So,
the excitement,
yeah, man,
stomach just can't handle it.
That's pretty much it for me.
Sweet,
Mr. Patillo, sir.
Yeah.
How'd that kitchen going?
Oh, the kitchen is going good. We're done tiling.
Yay!
We're done putting the floating shelves are installed.
Sweet.
The last thing we have to do is do some patching on the drywall and paint, and I think the kitchen is done, which is
nice.
I don't want to jinx it.
Yep.
Right.
But yeah, it's pretty close to being done. Went to SeaWorld this last weekend.
Oh yeah.
With that girl, Amara, first trip on the bus.
Oh, how'd she do?
With Daddy over the weekend. She did great.
Awesome.
She did great. She was a joy, and so that was really fun. She fell in love with SeaWorld and getting to see the dolphins and everything like that. She already, most kids love animals and everything anyway, but
yeah.
So it was really, really fun. And the shows went good. We had to do 2 40-minute shows.
Oh, wow.
So you kind of do a show, wipe the sweat off, do a meet and greet, then go back out and do a show again.
Nice.
And so that was fun for her just to, sit there and watch the show from the side of the stage. What else went on? Oh, I wrote a boosted board this week. Have you guys ever seen those? They're like electric powered longboards.
Uh-oh.
Except they go really fast.
Something new for the wish list,
I've seen that. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Why'd I get this scooter?
No, I'm so glad I got the scooter. I rode the boosted board. Number one, I suck at skateboarding. So
Nice.
I can do those ripsticks just fine, and I can snowboard just fine. But for some reason, something about skateboarding, I'm terrible at. And so this is a longboard, so it's a little better. But that thing gets to going really fast.
Oh man,
and so I got up to about 18 miles an hour.
Oh man,
right.
My knees were like, "Hey doc, if you fall, Bishop,
it's not
you are not
going to
to heal up like you used to." And so it was Toby's kids. He was his, I don't know, his second to youngest. I don't know how old he is, 11 maybe, or 12. He had saved up all year last year. Like anything he got gifts for, he was like, I want money, because they're like $1,200. And so he saved up all year last year from, whatever you would get presents from, and bought it for Christmas. And he was like, I was like, oh, I got to try it.
Yeah.
And so I tried it, and man, people on the internet make that look a lot easier than it is.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I bet.
And so did that, which was fun.
Did you test out the scooter on the road?
No, well, because I took Amara, I didn't take it.
Yeah, okay.
But me and Amara have been, like you said, we've had some beautiful days here in Nashville.
Yeah.
And so me and Amara would go out and ride our scooters, because she got a scooter for Christmas, a little blue one.
Oh, nice.
A little Razor scooter. And so we'll go
sweet.
to the park behind our house and just ride around a little bit. And that's been
awesome.
really cool. Yeah.
Sweet
so
girl. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll go ride, and that's been really fun. As far as gaming, I've been playing Overwatch.
Well,
I don't
nice,
know why.
Nice.
It's just that, like, same with Destiny. It's just such a great time to get together and, like, hang out with buddies.
That's
you know
awesome.
what I mean? And so just getting that time in with Stancil and Gil has been awesome. And then we didn't do like a versus match, but we did do like a MTTG Resd TV pickup game on Overwatch. So got some people together, and Lim, the bad gamer from Res TV, put it all together, and it was really fun.
Oh, nice.
It was the night that Chris would have been there, but it was the night that everything went down with Dallas, and so you couldn't make it. But just so you know, we represented. MTTG showed up. I want to say
awesome.
like almost like half the people, if not slightly more than half the people, were from the MTTG community.
Oh, awesome.
And I was Team Red. And I mean,
come on. I mean, come on.
Of course.
I'm just saying your boy didn't lose not one match. And
Look
so
at
that
you.
was obviously when you win, that makes it funner.
Right.
But the whole thing's on YouTube, and I needed that after the Nintendo press conference. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's about it for me. I kind of had a boring week. Did some VO stuff.
Nice.
Which was kind of cool, and continue to wish that I had somewhere else to do it besides the bonus room in our house.
No, yeah.
Not that I don't mind. Not that I don't like sharing. Like it's fine. I love being around Jenny and doing it, but like, it's hard to do it with the kids and all that.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be like, okay, everybody, be quiet for a second. And
Yep.
Remy don't know what that means.
You'll have one. You'll have that space one day, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll hope.
When you build it.
When we both move to California.
There you go.
Living the dream.
There you go.
No, don't go out west. Stay here with us.
I know, right? All right.
I'm still trying to get Ed to move here.
I know, that would be amazing. I told Stancil and then the other day, I was like, man, I said, I don't remember what I said. I didn't say like my feelings got hurt, but I was like, I said something depressing happened to me today. And he was like, oh, man, what happened? And I was like, I was having to clean off some files off my camera, like my little action cam that I use all the time for the YouTube channel and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, I had to like clean some stuff off there. And so I'm going through files like, oh, what is this? And there was like all these files from episode 200.
Oh,
And I was like,
yeah.
from that night. So there was one night where I think it was the first night Stancil had gotten to town or whatever. And it was Stancil and Gil in the place that they rented, Chris and Stacy, and me and Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all upstairs in this Airbnb
gosh.
that they were in playing games. Oh, that night was so fun.
That was a good
Yeah, that's
night.
awesome.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
And I was just saw the videos and I was like, this sucks, man. I've got to stop making friends outside the state.
Dude, I forgot to mention, Stancil sent me a Seahawks t-shirt this week.
He did?
He did.
Oh,
Yeah,
get
he
out. That's
Like,
hilarious.
if you don't belong to anybody, belong to us.
Well, that's basically what it was. And I posted it online and kind of had people on both sides going like, oh, that's awesome. Or, oh, no, not the Sea Ducks. And I'm like, you guys don't understand. To someone who doesn't know anything about football, I just got a free shirt.
That's
I don't
awesome.
care what it says.
I'm going to be
That's
honest.
awesome.
I saw that picture. I'm sitting on the couch with Stacy. I see that picture and I'm like, give me that laptop. I'm going to Amazon. And I'm looking for cowboy
Yep.
shirts.
Yep.
And then the Seahawks lost. I'm like, oh no, that's bad mojo. I'm not doing that. And then Cowboys ended up losing anyways.
That's hilarious.
So
I guess
Chris,
I
the
shoulda got this shirt.
Shirt's in the mail for Ed now.
There you go.
That is really funny.
Yeah, it looked at the angle like it looked like a really cool shirt. I was looking on Amazon like, man, I can't find a cowboy shirt that can compete with that. I need to go to the store and actually get a real cool shirt.
There you go. Just let the shirts
That-
roll in.
Yeah,
It's funny.
I could be bought for a shirt.
I know, right?
To your team's loyalty.
Right.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. All right. Router, you got it?
Bring it.
Well, let's do it.
All right, we got some weird new releases this week. However,
Nice.
my eyes and ears don't deceive me, but Gravity Rush 2 for the PS4 is now out.
No.
Yeah. No.
Really?
No.
I can't interpret that. No.
That was a
Can't
great
either.
no. That's
That
probably
was
one of
the
your
most
best no. That was
Best
like, no.
ambiguous nose ever.
Exactly.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't think
according to
that was out
GameSpot,
already.
it's out, so it should be out and about now. So go get it.
Go get yourself. We got good reviews too.
Yeah, there you go. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Mega Battle for the Xbox One.
No.
Yeah.
See, a little different no there.
There it is. Yeah, but that first no. So good. For the PS4, Quest of Dragons, turn-based role-playing game. Dragon Quest VIII: Journey of the Cursed King for the 3DS.
Ooh.
Oxenfree for the PS4. Wasn't that free on PlayStation Plus for a little bit?
I
could've
don't.
sworn Oxenfree
I don't think
was.
I don't think it was. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Was
I
that
don't
a
remember.
PS3 game that came over to PS4? Is that what
Maybe. Yeah.
No, it's not. Oxenfree it originally launched on Xbox One and then came to PlayStation.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. So this is it.
'Cause I knew it was out. I
release.
just didn't know why it was.
Yeah, I've heard it before. And then this is for you, Chris. For the Xbox One, I Am Bread.
There you
It
go.
Oh, nice.
tells the story of one slice of bread's epic and emotional journey as it embarks upon a quest to become toasted.
Even though we found out that his name has nothing to do with bread.
Yeah, it has
actually.
nothing to do with
All
bread.
But
Has
I
everything
do
to
like
with
bread.
Metallica. But he likes bread.
Yeah, you only like bread. Are you a real fan though?
I know, right?
I love the carbs.
Golly.
All right. NPD for December is not out yet. I have a feeling it's coming out later on today because they had to get all the reporting in this past Tuesday. So hope by next week we will have it. The rumor is, though, that the PlayStation did outsell Microsoft again.
Really?
Right. Yeah, I saw that.
But we will. I'd love to see numbers because this is holiday 2016. So I want to see what we got and how that compares to last year.
Mhm.
All right, we got a couple stickler oops. Here we go. At T215J, T times dope, Gabe called Dak Prescott Dax, and Chris said Stephen A was from Philly. Stephen A is from New York City. He did work in Philly.
Always call him Dax for some strange reason. 'cause
It's hard not
Dak
to.
doesn't seem like a name for me.
I know.
But, only because of Dax.
Shepherd?
Yes, Dax
Shepard.
Shepard.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
It's
Is
all
his
good.
name Dax or is it Dak?
His name is Dax.
Dax
Shepard.
with an X.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then at that
And we
Chow-
almost named Milo Dax.
Really?
Did you really?
There you go.
Oh, that's cool. Dax Patillo. I like that. It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
And that at that Chalfie at Ed Placencia, bruh, it's MC Scat Cat, not DJ Scat Cat. Hashtag
I know.
MTTGOops.
That made me not feel so bad.
sticklers.
Yeah, that made me not feel so bad for pulling up that reference. I'm like, okay, he knows it even better than I do. I don't feel so bad.
It's all good, baby. It's all good. And then he had a picture of it too, which was even better.
Yes.
At Scotty Lindsay, this is a good one. A listener of at the GoCast commented on our Facebook page saying how she liked, quote, Piper's question of the week, which I thought that was really great.
That's funny.
I think that's what we should call it from here on out, is Piper's question of... No, she's got a topic of the week, so that's fine. Really and they said hashtag MTTGOops, hashtag podcasts unite, which I thought was really
awesome.
Nice.
There was another one that was really funny. It was from Mark 2 at 2Fuss. It said, can we give TR a chance to take back his Limp Bizkit is good statement from episode 96?
96.
Wow. Episode 96. I'd hate to have to oops him on that.
No. I choose to ignore that because it was episode 96. And
that's so funny.
Back in the day, I used to listen to him, but yeah, I can't. I heard it. Actually, I heard a song hilarious. At the Predators game. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's Limp Bizkit. Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, it's 96. All good. There is no oops necessary for that, brother. That was episode 96. And
we
that's
weren't
when
even doing oops yet.
Right?
Yeah. And that's when I didn't know any better. Back to you guys.
Chris McCracken.
All right, well, are you wanting to just jump right headlong into the Switch stuff? Or
No.
Oh, man.
I'll let you do the honors since you're the heartbroken one.
I mean,
do we have anything else first?
I do. I have something first.
Yeah,
that's a little more lighthearted.
Let's do that stuff first.
This is funnier.
Okay.
It does have to do with the Cowboys. And Tony Romo.
Chris, step away.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
So Jerry Jones, NBC Sports, tweeted out a quote from Jerry Jones who said, I really believe that Tony Romo will play in a Super Bowl.
Okay.
EA Sports commented on that tweet and retweeted it and said, we'll send him a copy of Madden 17, pretty much saying that the only way that Tony Romo's getting back to the Super Bowl is in Madden.
Poor Romo.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Man.
That's funny.
And honestly,
EA out there trolling hard, man. EA ain't got no chill.
That is hilarious. And honestly, it's probably true.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
pushing a guy when he's down with his back.
Seriously. I mean, this has been a rough year for him.
His
There's
back's
no
not
question.
Still broken.
It basically is.
Yeah.
You probably sneeze on him and it'll crack in half, I guess.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah, this has
Poor
been
Tony
just
Romo.
a rough year for him, and you know, it sucks for a player to do that, but to see somebody rise from that is pretty amazing, though.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I'd love for him to come back and play a whole season. I don't see it happening, but
No, I don't think so either.
You know,
He'll be a good backup.
Yeah, maybe. Chris, what else you got?
Okay, so this year's Awesome Games Done Quick 2017 raised $2.2 million for the Prevent Cancer Foundation, which is $1 million over last year's total.
Oh,
that's
fantastic.
Cool.
Yep. And then
those are something to go watch, man.
I know,
love watching that stuff.
It's crazy the stuff that they figure out in ways that they can manipulate the game to get through it so fast.
Yes.
It's like the time that it takes to just figure that stuff out, and then it's a crazy little community, and then they're all just like talking about it and then figuring it out and going as fast as possible.
That's the only way I watch Overwatch. I mean, Outlast. I watched Outlast on Games Done Quick last year.
Yeah.
I was like, I could take it in like this. I could do this. Okay, this is fine. But he's like jumping up into like a vent and breaking the screen and falling in between some walls so he can come out on the other side. It's crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
Man. I don't even know how they figure that stuff out.
I know.
Wow.
I don't get it either. It's
We need
crazy.
to ask somebody.
It's just trial and error and just tons of time with it, probably.
I guess, but like, I can't even imagine like walking around in that game to try to figure stuff out. That sounds terrible.
If I go to this corner and look down at this rock and then jump 28 times.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I'll go through the wall. Yeah, how do you even know?
I have no
That's
idea.
pretty amazing.
That's nuts.
That's
That's
great
a
that they
good
doubled.
amount of money.
Yeah, they doubled their amount.
Yeah.
That's great.
So cool.
Yeah. I don't know how to say this guy's name.
Yes.
Rudeism on YouTube. He wrapped up the Elder Scroll 5 Skyrim
Mm-hmm.
using only voice commands.
So crazy.
How?
Wow.
How in the world? That's another thing. Like, how do you even figure out that you could do stuff like that? Exactly. So he has kind of done stuff like this before. He hit level 100 on World of Warcraft using just the dance pad.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
And he played Rocket League with a guitar controller.
This guy.
So awesome. Look at this guy.
Why?
Come on. Why?
I guess he likes being frustrated.
Yeah.
I know, right?
So anyway, he's obviously a Twitch YouTube guy. Rudeism, check him out. Rudeism. That's pretty incredible, man.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think that would get annoying to watch or listen to after a while.
Yeah.
But good on him.
Right.
I like that. What else you got, Chris?
Watchdogs 2 is getting a free 3-hour trial. It's actually already live on the PlayStation 4, and it's going to be hitting the Xbox One on January 24th. And it opens up the entire game. So for that 3-hour block, the entire game is open to you. And then if you decide to go ahead and purchase it, all of your progress will carry over to the game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
if you haven't given it a shot and you've been interested, free trial is the best time to go into it.
Right.
See if
Yeah, it
it's
is.
going to grab you or not.
And that's called, hey, we need more sales of Watchdogs 2, so let's get this going.
Right. Push the snowball down the hill.
Good on you, marketing team. Well done.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It will happen. That will help.
Capcom sent out a really cool marketing gimmick out to press people, media outlets. They sent a VHS, and because they know nobody has a VCR, they also sent VCRs out.
Because they're old school.
Yeah, exactly. For Resident Evil 7.
Mm-hmm.
And they're dirty and like filthy. Like the VCR, they're not brand new VCRs. They're not new looking VHSs.
Great
and they
idea.
say derelict house. And so it's just a very interesting marketing tool that they use.
Great idea.
There's like a guy on him trying to escape something or other. What's funny is that I saw this story on Polygon, and originally when the guy wrote the story, he was like, we didn't know how to hook this up to the television, so we have no idea what's on the VHS.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
But a digital version did go around, and they did get to see it, and so it's just really cool. You can go check out.
I love that kind of promo stuff. I love when companies
really cool.
do that. It's just really, especially when it ties into the theme. It's great.
So I have to give it up for my mom, because this is a really weird thing she did. When I turned 18, she had this idea. She was like, we're going to make a really big deal out of it. And she sent out VHS invitations.
No way.
Wow. Awesome.
However long ago, I can't do the math in my head.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm 35 now, 25, 15 minus 3, 18, 17 years ago.
Yeah.
Is that when I be turning 18? And so I always thought that was really cool. So she sent this. We went to I remember doing it with her, like packaging up all these VHS tapes and sending them out to people, and you had to put them in your VCR when you got home and see what it was, and it was an invitation to my 18th birthday party.
Were you
That's
on
cool.
the invitation itself, like on the video?
Yeah, I had done so many things like theater and videos at the time. It wasn't like I was there like, hey, come join.
Oh, okay.
But it was like this video she had edited together of a bunch of stuff that I'd been in.
Oh, nice.
And saying, let's celebrate, Gabe for his 18th birthday party. So it was probably extremely embarrassing, but I didn't know that at the time.
Your mom's awesome.
I need to contact her.
That's
Yeah,
love right there.
She was ahead of the curve. What else you got, Chris?
Well, if you remember last year, Xbox Australia came out with the Xbox onesie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I know Gabe was all down with the onesie. I wasn't so much for the onesie, but Gabe was really
I don't
into
know
it.
why.
However, now Xbox Australia is giving out, or they're having a contest to win an Xbox One S controller inflatable floaty for your pool.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that.
It has
That's pretty
two cup
cool.
holders in it, and I want the floaty.
Yeah, I want the floaty.
Unfortunately, it would seem that it's only you can only get it through the contest, and it's only open to people in Australia. So
No.
unless we've got a
Boo.
listener out there that can win it for me, I ain't gonna get it. But I would
Check
love to have
eBay.
this little floaty in my pool.
They've got to make it for sale eventually, right?
Yeah,
I
please.
hope so.
That'd be
They make
Why
it
is it
amazing.
only
The
Australia
onesie
doing all
for
this
sale?
cool stuff?
I know, right?
Jeez, get with it, America.
Come on,
yeah,
man.
come on, America.
You made the
Come
Xbox.
on, America.
I think we're all just buckling up for Friday. We're like, hold. Nobody have any good ideas. Let's just see how this thing plays out first.
Yeah.
If we're still here next week, then we'll do some stuff.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
What, do you think the apocalypse is going to happen on
I
Friday?
have no idea what's going to happen.
No. It'll be fine. It's just do it.
I don't know. What's a Bruce Springsteen cover band know that I don't know?
They're getting
All right.
paid. That's what you don't know.
No, they're not.
I'm not really. It's funny. I'm not really worried, but you know what they say about a house divided, right?
Yeah, of course.
And so,
Cannot
like,
stand.
I'm not necessarily scared of Trump becoming president, but I'm a little scared about what it's doing to our country.
I agree.
As far
Yeah.
as like how loud it's making people about certain things,
Right?
and so it's like, oh man, can we not just like
Yep.
freaking chill out for a minute? Dang.
Yep.
Like,
Did you guys watch the this past episode of Blackish this week?
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh,
I've
please.
never seen that show.
Oh, first off, it's awesome.
Okay.
Second off, it was an absolutely fantastic episode because it talked about this and it talked about the division, and it bring it home just to like, hey, we need to come together. Whether or not you like it or not, it is what it is. We're gonna be fine. But it was just a great episode. If you haven't seen it, go see it. The episode's called Lemons.
Nice.
Nice. Huh.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. So let's come on, guys.
It's all good.
Let's just play some games.
If we could, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's just play
Can
some
we just
games.
freaking chill out for a second? Lord have mercy. It's got me all worked up and
I know, man.
worried, and I don't even watch the news all like that.
I know. But this is the news loves this stuff. Are you kidding? It's the
Yeah.
back and forth. This is what pays their bills, and
Just
I
stay
get
off
it.
Twitter, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. And I
can't-
get it. But
yeah, I
just
can't
like
help it.
we got it. At some point, we have got to stop, and we have to be a country again. So let's just be a country again. It is what it is, and let's just move on.
Mm-hmm. It'll be fine.
It will be fine.
We're in charge, really.
That's right.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
we could fire whoever and hire whoever.
Yeah, starts at the state level,
Yeah,
guys.
and we did. Which is
Yeah,
the weird part.
yeah. Not most of us.
Not most of
Yeah,
us, but the
All right.
majority of us apparently did.
Getting
Whatever.
off that. You have anything else?
Nope.
Well, so I'll lead in the Switch thing like this. That
Let's talk about something a little more enjoyable. The Switch conference.
sheesh, man.
Come on.
Oh, that's good.
This is what sucks. Like, y'all know me.
Yeah.
I was so gung ho.
Yeah.
And I mean, you
Yes.
know,
No.
it's got me and Chris's afterthoughts on YouTube. And so you guys obviously who watch that kind of know how I feel already. But oh man, it was just like I thought I was on a staircase going up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that drunk guy that was going up the down escalator.
Mm-hmm.
Who's like, come on, man, why am I not getting to the top of this thing?
Mm.
It's like, because you're on a down escalator, brother.
Then you felt like the drunk guy falling down the up escalator.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
fell for an hour and a
even more
half.
So that.
Oh man.
Yes. So here's the thing about the presentation. And I know that, and maybe somebody can correct me about this. I don't know much about Japanese culture.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that it's not like black culture where we are very
Yeah.
Oh, you
you
think?
know, we're very loud and we're very loud and you know that's our defense mechanism and we're excitable people and we like to laugh and have fun and I'm not saying that Japanese culture is not that. But this thing was so stale, I couldn't understand if it was the culture that made it stale or if it was just that it was a bad presentation.
Or was
So
it the
didn't seem
hour
like-
of the... Wasn't it like really early for them?
Yeah, it was like crazy sometime in the morning.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why there wasn't like any laughing. Maybe there wasn't any audience mics. It didn't feel like there was any clapping.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like anybody was excited about it. The guys on stage, I feel like, it's turned down for us. Their vocal.
Right.
And we were getting not the translator, but the guy that was reading the script along, in English along with them speaking Japanese on stage. And man, it just felt like a stale, hot mess when it seemed like it should have been. We knew this conference was coming, so they knew it was coming.
Yes.
And it seemed like it was just thrown together.
It really did.
And poorly done. And I don't understand why it was like that.
That's what surprised me is because of the quality Nintendo usually puts out, the fact that quality wasn't there, it really threw me off.
So I remember when Nintendo was like, all right, we're not doing E3 anymore. We're going to do these little things called Nintendo Directs.
Yep.
Right.
And I'm not making a commentary on the Directs themselves. I've never even actually watched one. I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never watched one all the way through. I hear most people really like them. But I always felt, I was like, man, that just seems a little arrogant to me. It's like, you're not even going to show up to the biggest gaming convention and meet with real people and all this. That just always, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit.
It rubbed us the
regardless
wrong
of
way
whether
too.
the quality of them were any good. But now after seeing what they just dropped with the Switch, I'm like, man, don't ever do that again. Always do directs. Straight up
what the
directs
heck?
all the time, all day, every day. Never show your
Pre-produced,
face again.
Just hit play.
Yes. Just use all the CG and make the things float around and whatever you got. Just don't ever show up in person ever again. Don't. Because if that's indicative of what you got coming, then I don't want to see it again.
Yeah.
I'm not watching that.
Dude. So, I mean... It just felt like there was so much wrong with it for me. From the awful, the translators were awful.
No excuse.
There's no way to get around that. Oh gosh, I can't even. Oh.
And what really got me, I thought, was seeing the people really vehemently saying it was amazing. And I'm like, wait, I'm the biggest Steve Martin fan in the world, but I can admit Mixed Nuts was a horrible film. And I don't let my fandom of Steve Martin blind me to the fact that sometimes people just don't do a good job.
Exactly.
Or they pick a bad vehicle.
I get the feeling that the people who were saying stuff like, no, that was a good show, were doing that more out of the information we got was awesome. And that's still debatable as well. But I feel like that's the direction that they're coming from. I don't know about everybody that you're talking about, but the few that I saw, because I had the same reaction. I saw a few people be like, man, that was great, or this is awesome, as it was going on. But they would always follow it up with, because blah, blah, blah got announced and blah, blah, blah. They weren't making comments about like, man, I love this translation. So I'm going to give them a bit of the benefit of the doubt.
Some people and some people said, and this was what made me sad was I saw a lot of, come on guys, it wasn't that bad. The translation was hilarious, but it's not supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be informative and not distracting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so as you watch the videos, I'm pretty good with it over halfway through the conference. Or the presentation as they called it. Pricing, we got the pricing, $300. That was around what I thought. A lot of people were tripping like, oh man, no way, it's supposed to be $250. And you're like, really? Between $250 and $300 gonna keep you from getting something? A console?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When we talk about the grand scheme of a console. Now, what's the problem with a $300 console? Well, the problem is that the Xbox and the PlayStation are $300 now.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, you're getting way more for $300 buying a PlayStation or an Xbox right now than you would be buying a Switch.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Switch launch titles are like few and far between. I think there's 9 of them. I think might be 11. And most of them are games you haven't heard of.
Right.
And so
or that you have heard of because they're brought over from games that had already been out, kind of thing.
Exactly. And Zelda being something that we knew was coming.
Yes.
And if Zelda wouldn't have been a launch title, you guys, I would have went off.
Yeah.
because that would have been the most ridiculous thing ever. I do think Mario should have been a launch title. I think if you're trying to, this was their, I feel like the Switch is their opportunity to be like, hey guys, sorry about the Wii U thing. We're back.
Yeah,
all right, we're back. We got this thing. You know what I mean? And them come out with the Switch. We had the NX talk for so long. They announced what the name was of the actual console, brought the commercial out. It was great. Millions upon millions upon millions of people watched it. And then this thing. And it just
I can kind of understand. I can kind of understand putting Mario Odyssey or whatever it's called coming out in holiday. Like they definitely want to have some real big game or a couple coming out around the holiday of next year. So I guess that kind of makes sense. But at the very least, why is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe your port over from Wii U? Why is it not a launch game? Why is it coming out April 28th?
Right.
Why? Like at least put that on there. Let that be the Mario launch game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Even little things like when they made a big deal about, hey, you guys, okay, with this console, you can take a screenshot, and I'm like,
sweet.
Wow. Okay.
I know why.
And I'm uploading
I thought it was
video
good that they
clips
said
on
that.
I don't know. It's just.
Did they not say video clips too? I don't remember.
No, they said with the possibility of video clips in the future, and I'm like,
okay.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Well, I do think the screenshot thing is good because I feel like that's gotten really popular ever since PlayStation did it, and then when Xbox brought it out, I feel like that's definitely I hear what you're saying because it's not like something to tout.
That's
it's
just
almost like that should just be the
times.
Case now. That should just be the thing.
But that's like saying, you guys, our remotes are wireless now. It's like, we're used to that already.
Yeah, we get that. Hey, I'm going to give you my 2 cents real quick, just so you guys can keep talking. I didn't watch the presentation. I didn't watch your reaction videos. I don't care. I'm beyond, just so that everybody knows where I stand with Nintendo. I'm done. I have my Wii U. I will pick up maybe Mario Kart every once in a while and play it, but I'm pretty much done. Like, I have no desire to add one more console to my life with games I don't care about. And I'm like, the idea that they didn't even launch a Mario game is ridiculous, because that is what they taunt all the time. Super Mario Run, they're bringing this out. That's what they taunt on and to lead with Zelda. Yeah, okay, that's great. There's a lot of.
You mean tout?
No, they were teasing it.
No, taunting them.
Oh no, I think you're right, Gabe. Taunting is to tease, right?
Yeah.
Taunt is when you put that shield around your character and then they have to hit that one first.
Exactly.
I love that though. You're like, come on, Nintendo, hit me with something, and they didn't.
Right.
I got my taunt up. Why aren't you getting me with the Mario?
So like they continuously tease everybody with, we've got this great new Mario Run game, all this other stuff. So whatever, I'm done. You guys can go discuss all this. I'm going to go play Hearthstone while we're talking about it. Cause I'm not pissed about it, but I'm just like, I don't feel like talking about it. It's just like Nintendo's is done in my book. I think they've kind of sealed their fate because Gabe, you pointed it, man, for $300, just added a couple $25, $50 and you've got a bundle for a PlayStation or Xbox One, and you have loads of amazing games that you can play.
Right.
I would not have been mad if they would have changed my mind. I would have been totally open to that. And I was just, I don't know. I wanted them to make me wrong.
And I just wanted to, I mean, I was already buying it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if this presentation wouldn't have happened, I'd be buying it day one. Yeah. Like, I don't know if I'll even get it now. Yeah. Honestly. Wow. Like, because here's the problem. How come a Nintendo? Why is there not a Kirby anywhere to be seen in this presentation? Why is there not a Donkey Kong anywhere to be seen? Why is there not a Samus, a Metroid to be seen anywhere? Like, you've got all these IPs that you constantly regurgitate and give us. And yes, do we complain about that? Yeah, but it's what you've done, and it's what we're expecting from you, and it's what we want from you now.
Mm-hmm.
I understand they've been pushing Zelda for forever, and I get that Zelda to launch, and I get that this new one is going to be awesome. I get that, and I'm so happy for Zelda fans because it feels like they're going to get what they want, and more power to that because I know what that feels like. Mm-hmm. But like, you have such an amazing opportunity. You stay so close to the vest to give us something that we didn't know was coming. And Breath of the Wild is the thing. Guess what, guys? It's a launch title. You're like, that's the announcement.
we expected that.
Yeah, it better be a launch title. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they're out of touch with their fans. Chris, you already nailed it. The fact that since they've pulled out of E3 just indicates that they want to do what they want to do, and they are so out of focus with their fans. They are relying on fans of old who, and the same that old school mentality that doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it does, but you have to change your strategies to compete with, if you're going to compete with the other bigwigs, and they're so out of touch with their fans. They're so focused on just relying on their fans, their old school fans, to just come and rescue them. And you got to remember, you have to attract new fans, people. That's what's going to carry you through for the next decade.
That's the thing.
And they are so out of touch with it.
Yeah, most of the games they talked about were pre-existing games or sequels, or come up with something new. That Wii Play that made the Wii so much fun.
Yeah, exactly. And like with Super Mario way back in the day was great, but the game that got me back into Nintendo was Mario Kart. That game was amazing, and I loved it, and I still love it. But that's not going to be enough to carry me on to go purchase a Switch. Done.
That Mario game looks great. It looks a lot of fun, but not enough to get me on board either.
Nope.
Well, and then because we just got so much stuff to cover here, I mean, I feel like we need to keep it rolling a little, but there's also the accessories. So their prices are ridiculous.
Next level. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so crazy. So the Joy-Con controllers, if you want to buy a left or a right, because they're different, so you can buy them individually. Like if you lose one, it's $50 for one of those Joy-Cons.
Wow.
If you want to get them bundled together, it's $80. So you get a price break, as opposed to buying each one individually. But that's still
price break.
That's still $80.
Yeah.
The Pro controller is going to be $70.
That is so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to buy another dock, which I think it's smart that they're selling those docks so that you can have a dock on every TV in your house if you want. So you can just pick up your Switch and move over. I think that's a great idea.
That's perfect.
It's $90.
And it doesn't even come with a game, right?
The Switch itself, like when you buy it, like I don't think that it does. Maybe 1-2 Switches bundled in. I'm not sure.
It's got to have something.
No, the 1-2 Switch is separate.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is, but they have to have something in there.
The 1-2 Switches should be bundled with it.
Why we expect them to have something and we don't expect anybody else to have anything, I don't know why that is. And I think it is unfair, but it seems like they should have something. I don't know why it seems like that.
Well, it's just it is unfair when you're comparing like apples to apples compared to the other ones, but it's all has to do with the precedents they've set in the past. There's almost always been something packed in. I don't remember if there was something packed in with the Wii U because I didn't have
Nintendo Land
the Wii U.
was in there. Nintendo Land.
Yeah,
but like the Wii had it, the N64 had something, didn't they? I don't want to be oopsed on that. But it feels like that's always been their MO is to have something packed in. So that's, I think, why people were expecting it.
They'll have something packed in.
And then they're going to have an online infrastructure where you can pay a monthly fee, kind of like PlayStation Plus or Games with Gold or Xbox Gold. And they are going to give out games. They're going to give out each month. It's going to be an NES game or an SNES game.
Which is great.
Yeah, which is great.
However, there's a caveat.
You're only going to be able to play that game that month. And then once that month's over, that game goes away.
Are you serious?
It's not the way it's not the way PlayStation and Xbox do it now. We're like, hey, if you download it during the time frame that it's free, now it's just yours.
What?
That's not how it's going to work on Nintendo. And the first few months of it, or however long, is going to be free. But eventually, they are going to start charging for it. They just are still working all that part out. So it's great that they're giving you like this big extended free trial. But it seems from the surface that it could potentially cost just as much as PlayStation Plus. Who knows? It might be cheaper. But you'll be getting less when you compare, to the competitors.
Yeah.
And, I mean, granted, NES games and SNES games are great. We all talk about how, those of us who played them, how we have all this nostalgia and this love for these older games. But they are really old games to be touting like, this is your bonus for this paid service that you get to play, Super Mario World for a month. Because most people, I'm going to assume, most people that are really hardcore about Nintendo probably already own these games some way or another.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not going to be like, I wouldn't think, a huge bonus for someone who's like an old hat with Nintendo.
And it is fun. It is great that they're doing that.
Yes,
and
I want them to do something, and they're doing something. So that's
and maybe
bravo to that.
I don't know how the money works out. Why they can't just let you have it?
That's weird.
Like, I don't know how much money they lose by giving you Super Mario Brothers 1.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Or Super Mario World.
Yeah,
man.
And it makes me wonder, like, are they going to be able to give you
again.
Castlevania? Like, is that something they're going to be able to do? Because that's, not their property. Like, it almost makes me wonder, is it going to be only games that are Nintendo made? I don't know.
I mean, even if it is, there'll be amazing games.
But it'll, just shrink the pool.
I need a fanboy in my life so bad right now. So I might, like, call Donnie or something. Because I'm not understanding what they're trying to do with this launch.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like they're launching with 6 games. And is that more or less than what we're used to people launching with? Because I find that Gabe, myself, hold Nintendo to a higher standard for some reason than everybody else. And maybe that's unfair. But they're like one of the best known companies in the world. And they just threw the worst party I've ever seen ever.
Yeah.
And it's just really hard for me to get excited about something that it seems like, and I know this is not true, but from the presentation standpoint, it seemed like they didn't care.
Right.
Like, this is what we're going to do. It'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, it's not fine, guys.
Yeah.
We still need to be sold. We still need to see that you guys care about the people just outside the fanboys that kind of are on the fence about wanting to get it. Like, sell it to me still. Don't just like tell me it's coming. There was so many during the third party presentation. They had a guy come out there that said that maybe a game was coming with this guy, Travis, that they were working on. But we're not really sure about the title, but just know that something kind of cool is coming. Mm-hmm. You're like, why is he even there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just like hurt my feelings so bad that like, it just seemed like Nintendo was like, just phoned it in. Like, oh, it'll be fine. We're going to go out there. We'll show them Splatoon and we'll show them Mario. We'll show them Zelda. They'll be fine. Xenoblade. You know what I'm saying? Fire Emblem.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, man.
Look, it was a horrible, despite what anybody says, anybody else says, it was a horrible presentation.
You're like, in my honest yet accurate opinion.
Yeah. Now, is that the end of the world? No. Like, PlayStation has had horrible conferences. $599 US. Xbox One has had horrible conferences. Like, TV, sports. Everybody can have a bad show and recover from it.
Right.
And absolutely Nintendo can recover from it. I'm going to be completely honest. As someone who going in was not planning to buy it and currently is still not planning to buy it, but I was way more wowed, if you want to use that phrase, about some of the stuff about the Switch than I was before. Like, the more I see it, the more I hear about it, the more I'm like, I see what they're going for overall, and I think this, and that are cooler than I did, 5 days ago.
Who wants to just get used to a bad smell? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a garbage man, and so you don't smell it no more.
No.
Like, it's almost like what you're saying. Like, I'm just kind of getting used to being around.
No.
Yeah, I can get it now, I guess.
Let me rephrase this. Like, before, I was like, I don't care at all. Now, I actually have a bit of interest. Like, I'm more interested. They're showing me things, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I get that now. Now I understand what they're doing with XYZ position.
Yeah.
It's not enough to make me get it, but it's like I'm trending towards liking it. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe in the future.
You can't wait to play Milk?
Yeah, no. I'm not talking about the games. I'm just talking about the hardware itself. Like, I think all that's kind of cool. But it's like it's like they do stuff that's like, okay, this is neat, the kind of the direction you're trying to go. But then you drop all this stuff like having almost no games. And I'm sorry, I know that's a cliche in a way to say like, it's got no games. But I mean, come on, there's not much going on for it. Just
like,
after all of last year.
I'm trying to find a launch list. And it's like, it has to be more than these 5 games.
All of last year, they were all like, we're not really bringing anything out. And our E3 is dedicated only to Zelda. But that's because Switch, around the corner. And it's going to have an influx of games. And it just doesn't seem like that's the case. And then, coupled on that with all these crazy prices for their accessories, it's like, man, it's like two steps forward, 12 steps back. It's like, what are you doing? Like, this has got to be Nintendo's like last big hurrah to really, really be like a power player. It feels like to me in the hardware space. And it just feels like, man, what are y'all doing? And I don't know if it's because they put such a walled garden around them and they're so in their own little box, like, we're Nintendo and we do Nintendo things. I don't know if that's part of it and how they're just so confident in what they do, because they've done a lot of really great things, but it's almost like they just put these blinders on, like, no. And I just don't understand it. It really, like, as someone, again, who wasn't planning to get it, who's kind of like Router in that I've moved on past Nintendo a long time ago, I'm really not super interested. I'm open to being one back, but I'm not like banking on it.
Right.
I want Nintendo to be, a power player. I want them to be there. I want the people, like, I wanted to see Gabe be like, oh, be so giddy about it. Like when he said at the end, he's like, I don't think I'm getting it. I was like legitimately shocked. But I was like, I can't blame the guy. I mean, look what everything we were told. And then the information coming out since then, it's not really gotten better. If anything, it's gotten worse.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a sad situation, and I have to believe that it can be turned around, that Nintendo can like totally be like, oh, wait, and then they'll reveal some, like lift some more curtains and be like, oh, okay, now everything's fine. I have to believe that that's going to happen.
Right.
I hope
because
so.
Right now, I mean, let's look at the bright side. The pre-sales, like, you can't get it no more.
Right.
Which, oh my God, that's another thing. Jeez. Okay, Reggie came out and was like, oh, yeah. We have 2 million. We allotted 2 million. It's like, 2 million? You wanted to get back in the game. You need to have billions of these things ready.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like, oh, our allotment is out. No.
I know.
Make things.
Make things.
Oh, my.
Trust me, I'm with you. Like, but, it drives the press of it. You know what I mean? Oh, it's sold out. And then it makes it like the freaking Hatchimal over Christmas, where people are saying that the Hatchimal is a terrible toy. But because it was sold out everywhere, people clamored for it. You know what I mean? Like, but everything I read as far as playing with a Hatchimal said it was awful.
Yeah.
And so, but you couldn't find it. And so it's like, you had to go get it, and moms are waiting outside, and dads are in the, over at Best Buy waiting, and the mom is at Toys R Us waiting at 6 and 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Jenny did it. And it's, we don't even know how Hatchimal works. and so, it drives that thing. Here, another thing on the good side, I guess that controller thing is fun about it, the HD vibrating. I have no idea, man. I don't know.
All right, let's move on.
I'm just sad. I'm sad.
That sucks for you, man. I'm sad for you. I really am. I think it's got to be frustrating for you.
Sad for the industry, because again, a thriving Nintendo is a good thing.
Sure.
And this
is their opportunity to compete and be a part of the bigwigs, and I think they've checked themselves out. I think that's the nail in the coffin for them.
And they could. That's the thing. It's not like we learned something about the hardware that was disappointing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like we're like, oh, it does that? Yep. Oh, wait. It still comes with, like, even though those Joy-Cons are expensive, if they work like they said they're supposed to work, if you can add that little rubber thing on it to make it a little easier to hold, it does come with 2. No console comes with 2 controllers.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I feel like with my hands, those controllers will be awful, but maybe they're not. I've watched a lot of videos. It was fun to see freaking Casey Neistat, a guy I used to watch on YouTube all the time, there, trying it out. And I haven't heard anybody complain about the controller yet.
Yeah, I've actually heard the opposite. I've heard that despite the fact of how small they are actually really comfortable.
That's good.
See? And that's great.
Yeah.
But man, if launch day's got 5 games, that's bad news. Launch month has 9 games. I don't know. Maybe I'm expecting too much.
I don't think you are.
Ed?
Yeah?
What's going on the YouTube channel?
Well, over on the YouTube channel, we've got Far Cry 4 parts 1 through 11.
Yeah, we do.
The Last of Us part 8 through 11, which is the ending.
Yeah,
Good job, Router.
Like
Thanks,
Router
sir.
mentioned, The Last of Us Left Behind part 1, the DLC begins.
Yep.
Gabe and Chris reacting to the entire Switch presentation.
Uh-huh.
So there's that.
Yeah.
And
you could see my downward spiral.
And then we got Sarah playing Outlast as well.
So good.
Look at the top 10 YouTube videos combining the average watch time and views for January 10th through the 16th. Number 10, Gabe and Chris reacting to Reggie's wrap-up and Zelda.
Uh-huh.
Number 9, You Part 11, the ending. Number 8, Married to the Games, episode 226, Crosby, Stills, and Gansel. Love it.
Nice.
Number 7, Sarah plays Outlast.
Nice.
Number 6, Watchdogs 2, Part 48, Ghost Signals. Back again. Number 5, Ori and the Blind Forest, Part 14, Thornfeld Swamp.
Oh, man, I was so late.
Chris, what the heck is going on, man?
What? His audio cut out in my ears, and then I just hear Thornfeld. I'm like, oh, no.
We got to replace you with the band.
I know. Jeez.
Or a finger snap for the
My
Switch.
timing is way off now.
Number 4,
We're gonna have to
Watchdogs.
To this person.
Number 4, Watchdogs 2, Part 6, bottom dollar complete. Number 3, Watchdogs 2, Part 5, bottom dollar fail. Number 2, Watchdogs 2, Part 19, paint job. And number 1, Gabe and Chris react to The Last of Us Part 2.
What?
Wow.
Yes.
I thought that, maybe I guess it's going to be next week that old Sarah will pop up there and be number 1.
I know,
She'll take us
right?
all down.
Yeah. That's awesome. Man, I got so wrapped up in this Nintendo thing, I didn't even look up the question of the week from last week. But every week we do ask you guys a question. Last week was no different, except for the fact that I cannot find it yet because I wasn't ready, because I was so disappointed and mad all over again.
That's horrible.
It was like, what game did you fall off the wagon off of or something?
Yeah, something like that, right? Who cares at this point? I'm so mad. Like, I wish people understood how mad I was inside. I really
think they
do
understand
need that.
now.
Like,
No, I think they
I hope
get it.
so. All right. What game did you really like? Then one day you look up and notice you don't play it anymore. UFO Burger over on the forums. Star Wars Battlefront. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Only one I haven't finished the story. And Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Oh.
I believe it.
Joey McPherson, Fallout 4. I love that game. Not as much as New Vegas, but I was thinking after you asked me, I never finished it. I don't know if I'll ever get back to it. Weird. Robert Darrell Good Jr., Smash Brothers. The multiplayer used to keep me occupied literally always. Even if I rented a game, I found myself going back to Smash Brothers before the rental was even returned. Now I don't even have a Nintendo system. Halo would be another good one. Still love the franchise mostly for story, but the multiplayer was fun too. Now I mostly just play Elder Scrolls Online. There you go. Over on Facebook. What we got over on Facebook? Sorry, I'm stalling as I bring it up because, again, I was flustered.
We'll just get someone to interpret for you while you're...
Yeah, if somebody could be like, oh, that didn't go that well.
Hey.
What the heck? Jeff Swan. Where did he say? Where'd it go? Okay. I played over 200 hours into Fallout 4, and I'm like a third of the way through the story.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Sidetracked.
He said, but I know I'll go back. Really?
Yeah, of
I don't know
course.
if that's going to happen.
We believe you.
Yeah, exactly. Scott Cameron. For me, it's Battlefield 4. Between Call of Duty, Modern Warfare Remastered, Titanfall 2, and Star Wars Battlefront. And I haven't even touched on Battlefield 1 or Overwatch. 2 games I've yet to play but look amazing. What a great time for console first-person shooter gaming fans. That's very true. So Herman Scott, I have to agree with Mr. Bread Fan. Destiny was the game I fell off of. People obsessing over it kind of turned me off of it, making it hard for me to keep up with everyone. Debating really hard if I want to play the second game or if I should give up massive multiplayer online games altogether and focus on my regular games.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Over on Twitter, we got Mo at Coach Hulk. Biggest one for me was The Division. It glitched and wouldn't let me pick up the last collectible needed for an achievement.
Oh, that's the worst.
Gabe laughs.
Right. I've been there, man, where the game will let you do something. You're like, well, forget this then.
Yeah, that's it for that one.
You're like, there goes the baby and the bathwater.
That's right.
Wicked Witcher at elfhybrid_ Sims. Just because I take forever creating a family and getting engrossed in it. I know that's right. I feel like I've started The Sims like 95 times. And by the time I'm done making my house, I'm like, Dad.
I'm done.
Yeah, do I even want to play this anymore?
Right.
That's awesome.
I'm just gonna put this guy in a wall.
Yeah.
Watch him scream.
Put him in the bathroom.
Tess McPherson at Loki Lover 101. Mine is Skyrim. I loved it, but then got it for PS4 and haven't really played it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. Skyrim, that's one for me, too, where I lost my save, and I was like, ha!
Okay.
Not doing that again.
Yep, that's it.
I guess I'm done.
That's it for me.
Jackie Shock at Loot Wookie said, Pokemon Sun. I was playing it nonstop, and then just poof, completely stopped. Forgot I'd even had it at one point.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Well, you guys know where to find us. Facebook.com/married to the games, Twitter.com/MTTGcast. Come check out the website, marriedtothegames.com. Come talk to us over at the forums. And like Ed said, you can check us out at youtube.com/married to the games.
To the games.
And Tim.
Rate us on iTunes so we can set up a Kickstarter campaign to raise money for Tim to fly over to Japan, walk into Nintendo's corporate office, and smack the crap out of all those executives.
Wow.
Oh
You're welcome.
That's violent.
Yes.
Well, let's get into some questions.
Let's get on a happier note. We're going to start with email. You can always email us at mailbag@marriedtothegames. We start with Judy. Guys, please do not believe the documentary Blackfish. It is full of deception and outright lies. Even the truths they told were very unfair. As SeaWorld set out to teach people about sea life, their research showed them they had some things to learn themselves, but Blackfish made it look as if they did things yesterday that they have not done in decades. SeaWorld has done so much to bring awareness to people and to rescue sea life. They should be commended, not scorned. It is shameful that some people put their agendas to make themselves feel righteous above the truth. And then she gives a link to a site that kind of debunks a lot of the lies. You know what's funny is actually after our episode, I ended up watching Blackfish, and I can kind of see it both ways. But
I heard it's pretty tilted one way.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it, but I heard it's
tilted
one way leaning.
If you actually go to this link, some of the debunked stuff they have, like they have this one scene where the mother, like they split the mother and child, and the mother's crying, and it's not even a killer whale's cry. Like they overdubbed it for something else. So it's like.
And you're like, how did that whale learn English? You're like, don't take my baby. Don't take my baby.
Exactly. So, I mean, it was interesting, but I can see how it absolutely killed SeaWorld sales just because of that. Sure. And so, it's, one person's agenda, you have to kind of see both sides of it. And I've always liked SeaWorld. That was one of my favorite places because of the education part, and you could see all these great creatures. But, whatever, it is what it is. So that's an interesting point.
That's very, it's funny because when you're there, you definitely do feel like, man, is this place that bad?
Yeah.
All those dolphins look like they're smiling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dolphins kind of look like they're smiling anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Good question / comment. Thank you for that.
I like that.
Rainflow. Hi, guys. I recently got into an argument about the translator not being able to... here we go with some Nintendo stuff again. Okay. About the translator not being able to keep up in a portion during the Switch conference. GameSpot made an article about the translator who is struggling for a, quote, good reason. To boil it down, the translator couldn't keep up because Suda51 was, quote, too random. Do you guys think this is a good excuse for a translator to not be able to keep up?
No.
Why or why not? P.S. Can we make every show a nighttime show?
It's a good excuse for why that guy shouldn't be on stage again.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's another point to our why was this thing so crappy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dial it in, guys. Get some people up there that are going to be... And he didn't have a game to present.
Yeah.
Why is he there?
Yeah, I don't blame the translator based on how crazy he was being,
Yeah, and I did, like, after I put up the link to us reacting to that guy, I did put up a link on Twitter that did explain why the guy was having such a hard time.
But I watched that video, though, and I felt that in the beginning he was kind of random and sporadic, but even at the end when he was like telling a story about him, in developing games, the translator was still struggling, and I was like, this isn't that... I don't know.
I'm wondering though, if he was saying things like, "What's up, dog?" Like that's a phrase in English. Like maybe he had some Japanese version. He's like, the translator's like, "Oh my gosh, I got to figure out how to put this into English. It'll make sense to them." And
there is a lot of.
I don't know.
Somebody did. I forget who it was and who is given credit for it, but somebody did go word by word and translate what he was saying.
Right.
Over on the GameSpot article that Rainflow was talking about. And I mean, it's a lot of and just very random things he's saying. So it's like if I was talking and I was, because we might go back and, hey, listen, guys, I was there playing it last year and somebody had asked me, is it good for developers? And I was, had to tell them to wait. I'm under NDA. You know what I'm saying? I can't just talk about this. Anyway, the guy's asking me. So if you were to translate that into another language, what I just said, it would come across crazy, or you would just dip out for a minute. Like, I'll pick this back up when it makes sense. And so that's what I'm guessing was going on.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't know.
Mark 2, agree or disagree? With Nintendo Switch battery life being as low as 3 hours when playing Zelda, Nintendo should incorporate video or performance settings similar to PC games so the gamer can choose to preserve battery or go for best performance. Also, can we get more night recordings? Seriously, last week's episode was perfect for those of us with ADHD.
Yes, that's hilarious.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean,
would it help?
Sure.
To have,
I guess sure.
Great.
Turn the screen. What I always do on my laptop is I turn the brightness down, and that seems to help with.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a little disappointing. I don't know how long you need it for. I don't know what would have been a good amount of time for people. I think any time would have been too short, minus it being 10 hours. If they're like, this battery lasts to 10 hours, people are like, oh, wow, that's impressive. Yeah. I mean, even if they would have said 6, I think people would have still wanted a little bit more. And so I think that would have been leaning more in the right direction. But 3 does seem short.
I mean, if you're going to include in your promo a guy playing it on a plane, it can't be a flight from LA to San Francisco.
Right.
Well, one good thing is it does just use USB Type-C to charge. So hopefully, if you have just some kind of USB cable that you can plug in or like a little portable battery, maybe you can keep it charged. But then again, like on the Vita, like they tell you, don't plug this thing in and be playing it. It'll get too hot. Like, I don't know if that will be a problem on the Switch or not. Yeah. Hopefully not. Hopefully, because like if you're playing on an iPad or something, you can have it, or a phone, you can have it plugged in while you're still playing. It's not a big deal.
Right.
Hopefully the Switch is the same situation.
And it's one of those things too that I wondered, like, the only thing that hurts the 3-hour thing is when you pick up, put it down, pick up, put it down, because you won't feel like you've been playing it for 3 hours.
Right.
But if you play it for an hour before bed, put it down, pick it up, play for 30 minutes the next day, put it down, pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Then one of the times you pick it up, you're like, dang, this thing's dead already. I only played it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Moving on.
But I don't think they should dumb down the game and the frame rate and all that just for battery life. I don't know how much a difference that'll make. You know what I mean?
I mean, if it's an option where you can adjust settings.
Yeah, but how low does it need to get, and how much more time would you get out of that?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? If you want to turn it into Minecraft and then all of a sudden you get 6 hours, then I guess that makes sense. But who wants to play it like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm annoyed. Sorry.
Moving on to Facebook. Zach Ald, parenting tips for newborn boys.
Ooh.
First off, congratulations, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, congrats.
That's awesome.
Was that last week's question?
Yeah, we did have a similar question last week.
Yeah, we did. Don't let them pee on you. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Naps are important.
Yes.
For you, baby, and mommy.
Yep.
Like, just go, even if you're not a nap person, just force yourself to get those little 30, 45-minute power naps in.
Oh, you'll feel so much better.
You will feel so much better. That's right.
Yep. D. Hi. As men, we have all been in a scrap or two growing up. When is the last time you have engaged in fisticuffs?
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
I never have.
It's been a long time. I've never fought anybody with my fists, but I've been in plenty wrestles.
Oh, nice.
Like where you get each other in a headlock and you're wrestling around and getting grass stains all over your clothes for your mom to be upset. Well, what happened here?
Right?
Yeah.
What? I just bought you those jeans.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man, this stain ain't going to come out as they're scrubbing it. But the last time I physically got in an altercation, it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was middle school for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say,
my high school
too.
days were pretty smooth sailing. I pretty much hung out with almost everybody, so I didn't really have any issues there. And then
I've almost gotten in a fight as an adult, though, probably 5 times in the last 10 years.
Wow.
Just with like being on the road and somebody misunderstands something, and like as a group, like Diverse City, we've almost fought, not each other, but like had each other's back, about to have to fight somebody a couple times. Yeah, but it's never gone.
What you mean,
all
God
the way
loves
there.
everybody? Take that back.
Exactly.
The Holy Spirit's going to rain down on you.
Exactly.
All right, let's see. Jeff Swan, do you own any as seen on TV items? I ordered a magic bullet.
That's a great question.
I love this question. I ordered a magic bullet in college, the all-in-one blender thing, at 3 a.m. when I definitely shouldn't have been near a phone.
Nice.
And then received 2 for wedding gifts years later.
Wow.
What are your favorite as seen on TV or infomercial items? They're all around here somewhere, I think. That's
that is
awesome.
Funny.
Oh.
I had to have ordered something because I'm a sucker for I cannot watch a late night infomercial too long.
Yeah.
There's a point where I'm like, wait.
We need
I
that.
have to have it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Lauren ordered the shake weight.
No. That's hilarious.
Oh, so
how many times
horrible.
did she do it?
Like
0?
Once.
Right,
and then
when y'all got it?
Right, and then it was sold at the garage sale like a couple months later.
That's hilarious.
Which is hilarious that somebody actually bought it.
Oh gosh, I had to have bought something. Ed,
We have a magic bullet, but we got ours from Target, so it wasn't.
Yeah, I did too. From Ed.
what's still as seen on TV? You don't have to buy it from television,
Yeah.
but stores sell as seen on TV stuff all the time.
I like that magic bullet.
We got the what's the little Scrub Daddy?
What's that?
Was that an as seen? I know that was I guess does Shark Tank count as seen on TV?
It was Shark Tank, but then they turned it into an infomercial.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And then they sell it Bed Bath and Beyond, and so we
have
bought
one
a
of those.
Scrub Daddy.
Yeah, we have a Scrub Daddy, and we have. I want to say that this was a as seen on TV thing. Although Stacy bought it at a store, she bought this like the spin mop, the one where you do it and you spin the thing and it spins around. I think that was a as seen on TV thing.
Mm-hmm.
As far as actually buying off of TV, I've personally never bought anything, but I tell you, man, I've come so close to buying a set of knives every time.
That's right. Ginsu knives,
These knives
baby.
will cut through a four-wheeler.
Cuts
Like,
through
oh my
steel and
God.
still slices your tomatoes.
Four-wheeler.
I gotta have this knife.
This knife will cut through a 4-wheeler.
This will fit in the garage one way or the other.
That is
right.
so funny.
I haven't done it, but man, I want to buy a knife.
That's fun.
That's
Or a
awesome.
set of
I'm right
knives.
there with you. That and the Home Shopping Network. There was definitely times as like a 17-year-old where I was like almost old enough to have my own situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, I probably need that sword. I mean, he said it's perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
Sword.
I probably need that sword.
Yeah, and that card collection.
Yep.
I'm definitely the demographic. Like, yeah, I can be sold to for sure.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Just not the Switch.
Except when it comes to the
Except
Switch.
when it comes to Nintendo.
I was already going to buy it
Aw.
and was literally unsold a console.
That's so sad.
It's awesome. All right, moving on to Twitter. We got 2 more. At Brad Kabowski, what would your dream man cave look like?
Oh, good question.
Mm.
Projection screen,
Yep. Theater
Ooh.
seating.
theater seating
Yeah.
Yep.
with the not theater seating like at a theater, but like rows of lazy boys with the cup holders.
Slightly inclined a little bit, so people can sit
slightly
behind
inclined.
you. Yep.
That's the theater part of it.
Yep.
Automation on the lights.
Ooh, yes.
Surround sound.
Oh yeah.
Keep going.
I'm gonna have a bar with at least 4 taps.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
Popcorn machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Uh,
I like all of this. I'm in on all of this.
Personal chef just cooking you hot dogs.
exactly. And I want it to be able to get really dark.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No
yeah,
windows.
yeah.
No windows. No
Yes.
windows.
No.
Soundproof?
Heck yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And it's going to be big too because I want the theater area, but then I need this space also where my computer and my studio with my green screen set up and everything, and I can have it all do whatever I want.
Nice.
It's going to be multi-purpose.
See, I want that in a different room.
Yeah.
I have 2
I
rooms.
just want one big space,
I
cave
want
with
this-
everything.
I want the screen to be able to come up and down, and when it goes up, there's like 4 flat screens behind it.
Yes.
all
where
with
people can
different
be doing different stuff.
games on it.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
went like,
somebody could be playing video games, somebody could be watching ESPN.
oh, see, that's good. I like
Oh,
that.
there you
Yeah,
go.
plus,
I like
like
that.
if you're on a shooter, you don't want to have a big wall as your screen, like the huge, because you'll be having to look too
Yeah.
far up to see the mini map and then look back down.
Yeah,
exactly
You need a
right.
slightly
Yeah.
smaller screen, but still big.
Yep.
Good point.
Right.
Just slightly smaller.
Exactly.
I like all of
I like
that.
it.
That is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Did we miss anything? No, I think we
I
got
don't
everything.
think so.
I'm sure I can think of something else later today.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure. All right, last question. At By Grace I Am Saved, started playing Bloodborne and loving it. Are there any games that you were or are apprehensive about playing due to known difficulty?
Ooh, yes.
That's a good one.
Bloodborne.
Yeah, I have the same answer. I was afraid of Bloodborne, but the more I watched, I was like, man, it just looks cool though. And I ended up playing it, and I really liked it.
Did you beat it?
No, I didn't beat it.
Too hard, right?
Well, I mean, I got to a point where the one thing about it is it doesn't tell you where to go. You've got to kind of figure it out. And I just got to the point where I was like, I couldn't figure something out. So I'd go and watch a YouTube video, and just that loop ended up running out of time. And it was like, all right, well, I've played enough. I get what they're doing. I enjoyed what I played, but I don't feel like, oh, I've got to beat it or any of that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was hard, but it's definitely very rewarding whenever you would beat like a big boss or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
I really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Bloodborne was just so difficult, and I did get it. I think actually Stancil sent it to me because he got it for like really cheap or something like that, and knew I wanted to try it. And I mean, I tried it, and that game was just, I guess, just for the way I play, it was just really, it was so anti the way I play,
Really?
that it was just so hard that I was like, I can't fight my way through this one.
Yeah.
Ed.
I don't think there's anything I avoided because of known difficulty. So yeah, I got nothing.
You always rise to the occasion.
Yeah, I guess I can't really think of any games that I even, like Bloodborne didn't even come to mind. I don't know I couldn't think of a game that has known difficulty, I guess.
I'm kind of with you, Ed, because I always do, and if there is a tutorial, I always do that first. Or like some games will just kind of lead you into it anyway. But like just so, because I know I was a little apprehensive about playing The Witcher because I knew it started as a PC game and Xbox, and I knew that I think The Witcher 2 had a lot, like the controls were just, you had to be careful with fighting and you just, there's a lot going on. But once I started doing all the tutorial stuff on The Witcher 3, I was like, oh, this feels pretty good. So
yeah.
A lot of it's, every game's different, so you have to learn it anyway. So I think as gamers, we're all kind of adaptive to it.
Yeah.
And we can pick it up pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Good question, though.
Great
question.
question.
I like that question.
That's it for me. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah, we appreciate it. Question of the week for you guys. What was your most memorable game opening?
Oh.
You put the game in the console, you get to the title screen, you hit start, and that first scene just captured you and rocked you, and you were like, here we freaking go. I'll give you 2 seconds to think about it.
I don't need 2 seconds.
And Uncle Bread Fan.
What?
And Tim Router.
I got it. Okay. I actually have 3. When I first bought my
overachiever.
When I first bought my PS3 and I put in Uncharted 2, I was just like, wow, this is going to be awesome.
Yes.
And then the intro, I've always thought the intro of Far Cry 3 was just awesome.
Yes.
and of course, the first 10 minutes of Last of Us. And seeing it again, I was like, oh yeah, oof.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic.
I like that. Eduardo?
I'm gonna go with, I'll say Tomb Raider, the reboot, the first reboot.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, that was a great opening.
That is a good opening.
And I felt like there was something else, but I've forgotten. So yeah, I'll say the Tomb Raider.
Chris?
I mean, I could easily go with Last of Us as well, because that was that first 10 minutes anyways, not the first scene. Uncharted 2 as well was really cool, but I have to go back to, I know I sound like a broken
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. When I first played it, and like he comes out of that submarine, he's swimming up and he gets in that level, and I'm walking around and I can knock on walls, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just ridiculous.
Nice.
It blew me away.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm broken record as well. I mean, I would say if I just had to be asked and just answer quickly, I'd have to say Final Fantasy VII, the opening thing. I just hadn't seen anything like that with how they mixed the full motion video with the gameplay. Anyway, that was awesome. But if I was gonna come up with something else, I think I have two other ones that capture me pretty quick. Chris, you're gonna hate one of them. But I have to agree with Tim on Far Cry 3. Them jumping out of that plane.
Yeah, that was cool.
And I was like, oh, okay, this is awesome. And then Donkey Kong Country on the SNES.
Nice. That's random.
It looked so amazing for the time.
I will agree with that. When I got it, I was like, this looks great.
Yeah, so when you very first start playing it, regardless if you like the game or not, you just hadn't seen nothing like that.
Yep.
It looked so good. And you're like, oh, shoot, we're about to... And now I ended up liking the game. Chris doesn't.
No.
So obviously we part ways on that. But at the beginning, and I'm glad, Chris, that you agree, it was just awesome.
Nice.
So let us know your most memorable game opening. Can't wait to hear some of these answers. Like, I know it's going to send us down memory lane, because we're going to agree on, we're going to be like, oh yeah, we didn't even think of that one.
Yeah.
So I love when that happens. So yeah, use hashtag answer MTTG. Obviously it'll be on the forum. Thank you guys so much for being here. 227 in the books. I'm Gabe Patillo. That's Tim Router. That is Ed Placencia. That's Chris McCracken. And we are married to the games, and we up this thing. Peace.
Nice.
Chris, go get in the car. Chris, go get in the car.
Go. Go, go, go.
Go, 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 go. Go, shawty. That was the 227th episode.
That's your new alert tone, by the way, Gabe.
What's that?
Moving with the payload.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I love that. Moving with the payload.